G'day, Bushes. Cookie here on a beautiful day in East Gippsland. I'm talking too loud again. On a beautiful day in East Gippsland at the magnificent City Oval here in Bairnsdale, home of the Redlegs, which is going to host Big Freeze 11, which will be a huge event this year when the Redlegs take on Traralgon. I've got one of the sliders here. I'm very excited, and anyone watching this will know this man. It's our own Councillor Bernie Farquhar. How are you, Bern?
Thank you very much, Cookie. Yes, very good. Wow, it's a perfect another day in East Gippsland. So
where else would you be?
Exactly right. Yeah, lovely,
mate. And it's great to have you. Listen, I was rapt to see your name come up.
Oh, thank you.
And you're a huge community person. I don't know if we had to write your CV of community events that you've been involved in, driven, all that sort of stuff. I think we'd be here all day. So I'm not surprised, Bern. We'll get into a few questions about, why the hell you're barrack for Carlton and that sort of stuff later on. However, can you just let me know, why did you say yes to going down the slide?
I think the Danaher story is just one of inspiration. It's just seeing him from a player, because I'm that old, and not that I'm an Essendon supporter, but he was a pretty inspirational player. And then to see the story and follow the story right through, I think when I asked, that was the first thing that popped in my head was that story, and seeing what's been going on is terrific. And it's such a major thing that had no funding, and all of a sudden everyone's on the bandwagon and it's going well. And plus the hat's got BF, Bernie Farquhar won one on it. So
that's a no-brainer.
I thought that was pretty good.
You've had your own hats made. So there you go, Bushes. That's one of the reasons you should get behind Bernie. And Bern, so, as we explain on A Kick in the Bush, go online, Google Bairnsdale do-it-yourself Big Freeze event. You will find all of the sliders, you being one of them there, front and centre in your Carlton gear. If you don't barrack for Carlton, don't not support Bernie, by the way, because I'll still support him even though. But Bern, we've raised over 100,000 in the last two events.
That's magnificent. Yeah. I believe that was second in the state last year.
First
in the state.
Geelong were sort of they were cooking the books. They take all their sales and then have to credit it back. Sorry, Geelong, but we won. I'm a Hawthorn supporter, so I'm happy to beat Geelong.
Bloody Geelong supporters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Bern, that puts a lot of pressure on the sliders to raise money. It's not only a great thing to do to go into that ice cold bath, but you've got to just come in with the dollars.
That's it.
So what if you were to throw out a couple of ideas or why people should support you or how people can support you, what sorts of things are you thinking you might do to get the dollars up there? Given that there's a couple of people that you said to me before you want to make sure you beat, Laurel Calvert and Anthony Scott. There's a challenge to you guys.
Absolutely.
What are your secrets?
Look, I guess being a tradie, I'll be hoping the tradies support the thing. Most of us are, you got Billsy and Roddy and all those guys that play for the club. So I'm hoping the tradies might get behind it as well. I've already had great support from some of the tradie shops. So they've already dropped some dollars in there. So, I'll be coming from that aspect, I think. So we'll get into the hardware stores and see what we can dig up there. So
good. I like that. And, if Billsy just simply donated $1 for every game he's played, I reckon you'd win. He's been around forever.
Yeah, he's always injured, isn't he?
Yeah, this is true. How much tape he's used over the years. He's the best friend of the trainers.
Sponsor him with the tape.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go.
Yeah.
Elastoplast.
Yeah.
So listen, that's awesome, Bern.
Yep.
Mate, it'd be silly for me to get you on as a councillor and not ask you what exciting, because the East Gippsland Shire is such a great supporter of the event as well.
Yes.
They maintain this magnificent oval and the great Peppercorn Park. That's a new facility that we've got.
Yep.
Do you want to tell us anything exciting that's happening with the Shire and how you're liking being a councillor?
Gosh, sporting facilities are just a major part of our funding. So gaining those grants is imperative. So the World Centre, I think that's soon to be finished. So we've got a few more millions to go into that joint to finish it off with the soccer, the West Bairnsdale football ground. We've just released funding for the Lakes Entrance indoor centre next to the aquatic centre down there. So that'll come back at us, and then we'll have to pursue. That's probably going to be another $18, $20 million project we'll have to gain funding for. So the other sporting grounds I think that are about to be reviewed will be out at Lindenow. So there's, we're right behind the sporting, because you can see, I'm also involved with youth that go off the rails sort of thing. So when you see them get into a football club, the olden days, they weren't looked after, but now you've got all those catching mitts and look after the people that are in your club. And that's a fantastic achievement, I think. So, we want to make sure that we've got great facilities to attract people into it and also bring in new stuff. I think Lakes is looking at the pickleball courts, which is a new and upcoming sport that people are going crazy about. So, there's lots that we do.
Great, thanks, Ben. That's a good update, and there's no doubt sport. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
No,
It's good for our health, mental and physical. So,
exactly. Yeah, that mental health side of things is really starting to shine through, which is great. Yep.
So, just in closing, I suppose, Bern, talking about the Shire. I'm not going to ask you a hard question. I'm doing the numbers.
Yes.
How many staff does the Shire have? And I would have thought that every one of the staff members of the Shire, it would be in their best interest to donate to your cause.
Right. Okay.
You're not allowed to intimidate or say anything, but I'm saying that.
Oh, no, that's fantastic. Look, at the moment, it's a really good time because we are actually got a lot of extra staff because of all the fire recovery staff. Yep. So that will be coming towards an end. So we actually there's a lot of part-timers and contracts there that are finishing off those contracts. So, but I think we're up to around about 478 staff.
Yep. Yep.
So, so I'm hoping that staff do.
$50 each. That's 20,000, mate. You will win it. All right.
There we go.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And Bern did drop in that contracts are being renewed.
Yes.
No, listen, thank you so much, Bernie, for getting on board.
Yep.
We might touch base with you during it to see how you're going. If we need to stir up your people to get ahead of Laurel and Anthony, although, as you said, they'll never get near you, as you said, so we probably won't have to. But we'll definitely talk to you on the day, if not before. So thanks so much, mate, for getting involved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bushers.